Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Neon Developer Days event. It is a privilege to be here and share the stage with so many companies and the Neon team, while we take you on an incredible journey of innovation. My name is Kevin Blanco. I am a senior DevRel advocate at Appsmith, the best no-code and low-code platform to build enterprise dashboards and internal tools. And today I'm going to show you how together Neon and Appsmith can be a perfect fit for building modern cloud solutions. So let me briefly introduce our amazing platforms and why they are the best choice for businesses and developers. Appsmith is a fully open source platform that empowers technical users to build custom applications on the top of their data. It is designed for developers, business owners, data architects, and all types of engineers, allowing them to quickly create, deploy, and share applications with end users. What makes Appsmith special is its no-code and low-code capabilities, which enables users to build powerful apps without the need for extensive coding skills. So imagine creating internal tools and dashboards with ACE, automating critical business operations and beyond, and making data-driven decisions in minutes. Appsmith has been a game changer for SaaS and enterprise companies, maximizing engineering velocity and minimizing costs. So, if you, like me, enjoy using Neon as your managed multi-cloud serverless Postgres database service that offers separation of storage and compute with features like autoscaling, branching, and bottomless storage, I'm sure you will also love how easy and robust it's to build powerful solutions with Appsmith, making it the go-to platform for enterprises and businesses looking to supercharge their productivity. Whether you are a startup looking for cost-effective data solutions or a large enterprise needing a robust and reliable backend and frontend, Neon and Appsmith have you covered. But today, I'm not here just to talk about the incredible features of Appsmith and Neon. I'm here to show you how they work seamlessly together to create something truly remarkable. I've prepared a demo application that showcases audience intelligence data from a fictional TV network channel, and we are going to build it from scratch, completely from the ground to production in just minutes. So without further ado, let's get started and let's build this with Neon and Appsmith. Alright, here we are ready to start building this demo. We are at the Neon platform right now, in their website, and here I'm going to start building the data structures that I need to build a dashboard that provides insights into our viewership, demonstrating how businesses can leverage this to make data-driven decisions. So let's sign in into Neon. I'm going to use my Google account. I already have an account, but you can create one with GitHub or Google. And then you will land into the projects page. Here I have one project already, but you can create a new project very easily. Then you're going to have certain details about your project, in this case, the connection details, the branches, etc. And on the left, you can control, again, the branches, tables, settings, integrations, roles, databases, and so on. I'm going to create a new database for this demo. So I'm going to call it demo, and let's hit create. And that's it. Now we have a database ready to start building what we need. Let's go to the SQL editor, and here we can use plain SQL to start creating the structure that we need. So I'm going to remind you that we have a fake TV network. So in order to support what I want, I'm going to create 4 tables. One is for the channels, where we're going to have data about the different channels that we have in our TV network company. Then the TV shows, which is going to store data about the different shows that we display on this TV network. Is going to have a relationship also to the channel ID. Then we have the audience. The audience is going to be the people who watches these TV shows. And we're just going to have some basic data. It could be bigger, but for this demo, it's going to be just the name of this audience, their age, their gender, location, and interests. And then we have viewing history. This is like the biggest table that we're going to have in terms of data, because we're going to store everything that the people, in this case, the audience who's watching the TV shows are doing. And it's just a relationship to a given audience, a given show, watch time, which is how much time they watch certain show, and also channel change count, because I'm going to be tracking how many times people tend to change the TV show as they are watching that show. So what I can do here is run, and let me see what happened here around watch time. Ooh, let me see what did I did run. I don't know. I just hit run again and it worked. It's probably a small syntax error here, but there you go. It created the 4 tables in our database. Let's create a new blank query, because now that we have the structure that we need, I'm going to enter data into those databases, to those data tables, sorry. So the first thing is the channel table. We're going to create 5 different channels, one for the entertainment, news, sports, cooking, and kids channel. I'm going to hit run again, hoping that it works fine. Yeah, there you go. It's fine. And now we have channels into our database. Let's create some TV shows now that we have some channels. A new query. And again, very basic SQL. I'm going to insert into TV shows some shows. In this case, for example, How I Met Your Devrel, which is a comedy show. Devrel versus Marketing, a drama show. The Murderer of a Devrel, which is a police show. That sounds interesting. The Devrel News, which is a morning news, and so on and so forth. You know, we have some shows, some genre, some duration and description, and the channel ID, which is the last one here. And once again, there is like a mistake here. Let's see what's going on. It worked perfectly. All right. And that means that now we have channels and shows. Now let's create some audience. For these audiences, they're going to be just pretty much testing audiences. So we're going to generate some random values just for the sake of testing. So let's create a new query, and here we're going to have, we're going to create 50 different audiences where we're going to randomly select their age, randomly select a location from a states from the United States, and a random interest and a random agenda. Again, I'm just going to hit run. And now we have test information about our audiences. And now the last thing is we're going to create some viewing history. For these ones, I want to create a lot of records, because that's how we're going to be building an actual dashboard into Appsmith. So here what I'm going to do is, and let me just delete this, is inserting into a viewing history a bunch of viewing history. For each individual shows, I'm going to create around 200 watching histories with random values, random daytime, random channel count, random everything, just for the sake of testing. So let's hit run, and there you go. We inserted a bunch of viewing history. So now we can go to our tables and just make sure that everything is looking good. Here we have audiences. There you go. Some random locations, random gender, random age. We have a lot of viewing history. We enter a bunch of them for different TV shows. We've got our TV shows and our audiences. So it looks like we're ready. We are ready to go to Appsmith and start building our application. So let's do that. All right, let's go to appsmith.com, and here you will be able to create an account if you don't have one, again, with Google or GitHub, or log into your existing account. Also, you will be able to see some information about the company and the product. I encourage you to take a look at, but let's jump right into the actual platform, and I'm going to show you how to build an Appsmith application. So once you log in, like I said, with Google or GitHub, you're going to land into the main screen of Appsmith, which is the workspaces. Workspaces is a mechanism to group different applications that make sense to group. For example, let's say you have a marketing department and you want to have apps that the marketing department is going to use. Something important is that you can share data sources and certain elements within a workspace. So if you don't want something to be shared across a workspace, it makes sense to create another workspace. You can have as many workspaces as you want. I have a bunch here on the left. So for this example, I'm going to create a new workspace. By default, it's going to have on title as the name and no apps. So here we can create a new application. And once you click there, you will land into the main Appsmith development interface. That's how I like to call it. And you have three main areas. Area on the left is going to be your data sources, your queries, your widgets, and your libraries, like everything you can use in your application. Then on the center, in the main portion, is your canvas. This is where you will drag and drop your components, your UI components, where you will compose queries to your databases, where you will build JavaScript files and custom logic. That's where the magic happens. And then on the right, you have properties of whatever you select on the main screen. So for example, if you select a widget, you will see all of the properties of that widget on the right. So let's start building something to warm up, something very simple, so you can sneak peek on how easy it is. Let's create a new data source, and once we click here on new data source, you will see that we have a lot of built-in connectors to multiple data sources out there. And if it's not here, you can always use REST API, authenticated API, if it is a OAuth 2 authentication or whatever API we support. So in this case, since Neon is a Postgres database, we're going to select the Postgres option. And here we need to enter our host, our database name, authentication, etc. Where do we grab that? Very simple. Go back to Neon, and on the dashboard, you will see the connection information. Here we have the host, the database name, the username, and hidden right here is the password. If we click it, you will be able to see the password. So let's copy all of that into Appsmith. First of all, the host address, then the database port is going to be the default one. That's great. The database name, remember we name it demo or demo. And then the username is Kevin, and the password, I have it right here. I don't want it to show you, so you don't use my connection. And then we test the configuration. And there you go. Just like that, Appsmith is now confirming that we can connect to Neon. And now we can give it a name and we can save it. And once we save it, we are able to actually see the data from this data store. In this case, for example, we can see the different tables which we already created and actually sneak peek into the data on those tables. From here, we can do one of two things. First thing is build the page by ourselves. Go to the page, which is empty, and drag and drop some components into the canvas and start connecting and binding the data from the database into the UI. I have custom logic for buttons and JavaScript, etc. That's great, but there's other mechanisms that can really speed up development. If we go to our data source and we pick, for example, in this case, the TV show, let's say that, again, to warm up, I'm going to build a mechanism to control the TV shows for our network. So all I have to do is click this button right here, generate new page. And that will automatically generate a full CRUD application to control our TV shows. So now our canvas have data. Look at that. We have a table showcasing all of our different shows. We can, for example, rearrange the columns here. And once you click, like I said, any of the widgets, you will have the properties on the right. So for example, I click this text field right here and I can change the title. Let's say it's going to be TV shows. And I can change the style. So for example, I can just put whatever font size I want or pick any of the default ones that we have here. So for example, let's say XL. I can change the color, the background color, the formatting, etc. Like you can change literally everything. And if not, if this is a text field, you can also put CSS, like custom CSS, and make it look the way you need. That's amazing. So again, every time you click something on the right, you will see its properties. So for example, we have this table right here, which shows the TV shows, and they are sortable. They are you can filter them for any type of attribute. Let's say name, and then contains, and then I can say DevRel and hit apply, and most of them says DevRel, but there you go. We have filter out of the box, like super simple. And also we have search. You can search for any type of TV shows. Like this is a powerful component. The table is one of the most powerful components in Appsmith. You can also change like the columns. Like for example, let's say I don't want to say show ID, but just ID. And That's it. Then we have on the right the form to edit any of those specific items. So every time I click, I'm going to see the data of that specific row on that form. Again, I want to change the title because I don't want to show the ID. I'm just going to say update. And then this is how you bind data in Appsmith. Super simple, double curly brackets. And then you have the entity, in this case, going to be the data of the table, selected row, in this case, whatever you click on the table, that's going to become the selected row object. And then we have all of the different fields. So for example, here, if I put the dot, I will see all of the different properties of the selected row. I don't want to share the show ID. I want to show the name. So there you go. In this case, whenever you click, now it's going to say updating and the title of the show. In this case, Devrel Masala or pain of the avocado, etc. And then when we click plus, it's here the plus button, that's going to bring a mechanism to create a new row, which again, we're going to be able to create a new TV show. Last but not least, we can see that we can delete the records from the database because Appsmith automatically put a delete function. So there you go. Like, with just a couple of clicks, I have a full CRUD application for our TV shows. Let's deploy that, and it's automatically create a actual page. Like, this is the actual app. I can literally share this already. It's not public. I have to invite people, but I can make it public, available for anyone. And here it is. For example, let's change here, instead of UEFA Devrel League, which is going to be a soccer sports, we're going to call it, I don't know, Libertadores Devrel League. And just like that, we update, and there you go. Now that's the name of that show. So cool. This warm-up is just to, be able to get to know Appsmith, what the different data sources are, how can I access the widgets on the left, what's a query, what's the properties, and I can actually even see the queries that Appsmith created for me, and I can also come here and write my own queries if I want to. So this is the delete query, the insert query, the update query, and the select query. Now let's do something more crazy, which is what we're trying to achieve here with our demo. Let's create a new blank page. I already have the data source connected, so I'm going to create a new query. And this query is just going to call it audience 1. I'm going to get some data from the audience. And here I can just write plain SQL syntax, but let's say that I'm not really good at building SQL syntax. I don't remember. Let's say I don't remember. I can use one of the greatest and latest features from Appsmith. It's called contextual prompt AI. And this is not just a simple like ChatGPT query that you ask something. This actually understands your tables, your data structures, your data fields, and it's actually going to give you something useful in the context of your application. In this case, the database. But if you want to use this powerful AI feature also on the widgets, again, it's going to understand your widgets, what their structure is, etc., and it's going to give you something useful, something actually useful. So to start warming up, I want to just showcase a very simple graph of our audience based upon their gender. I just want to showcase the different gender of my audience, so I can see, how many counts I have in that particular value. So I can just ask AI, hey, I want the gender versus count of audience with that gender, female or male, because that's the records that we have in the database. And just like that, Appsmith is going to scan our database, our data fields, our data structure, and it's going to give something valuable using the actual field names from our database. So we can just use this, give it a run, and there you go. Just like that, we have a count of our audience gender. And then I have two things that I can do. One is use any of the bindings on the right, which is bind the data to a specific widget, or just go to the page and drag and drop the widget and bind it myself. But I'm going to do it the first way because it's easier. I'm going to select chart, and just like that, now we have a chart that is showing real data from our database into the Appsmith app. It's in real time connected. So if we create more records, we will see that in real time showing here. I can change the different things like styles, colors, etc., titles. So I'm just going to call it here audience audience, and then we have audience gender report, and then I can change the X. In this case, it's going to be gender, and then on the other one is going to be just a amount of people. And there you go. Just like that, we just created something functional and not even knowing anything about SQL. Let's do something even more advanced. Let's create a new query. And again, I'm going to use the power of AI. In this case, I want to showcase the age of our audiences. But since their age is very fluctuant between different values, if we showcase all of the different ages in a chart, it's going to be a lot of different ages because our audience is very broad. So I'm going to do it by range. I want to do it by range. That's what our maybe our boss asked us. So again, let's use the power of contextual AI. I can see recent prompts here, but I'm going to create a new prompt. And I'm going to say, hey, get from the audience table the age versus count of audience with that age, but group the ages by 10 real ranges, like 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 20 to 30, and so on. And again, just like hitting enter, Appsmith is going to go and get the best response based upon our data structures or data fields. And just like that, we should be able to get our response back. So there you go. Now we have the select, all of the ranges or the cases, and the actual table fields. I'm going to use this. I'm going to give it a shot. And there you go. Now we have all of our age ranges and a count of those age ranges from our audiences. And again, let's create a new report here. A new chart. And in this case, I don't want it to be a column chart. I want it to be an area chart. A pie chart. There you go. And I can make this bigger. Again, change the titles and the text. I'm going to say H over here. H and amount. And lastly here also I'm going to change to H, sorry. And there you go. Now we have a chart, an interactive chart, because we can, for example, hover over the different colors and see the values, and also we can filter out. Let's say I just want to show, 20 to 20 versus 80 to 90 and 40 and 50. There you go. I can just interact with these different elements. And there you go. Just like that, we just created a dashboard that is showcasing analytical data about our app. Super quick. And not even writing a single piece of code. AI is helping us and Appsmith is helping us to do all of that. But again, we can customize the way we need. Let's do one more because I'm getting excited here. This is getting so easy. So let's do one with the, remember the channel change count table that we got? The field that we got? So let's do one for that specific. I want to get from the viewing history table using the channel change count. I want to ask it to give me the amount of channel changes per show and pull also the show name from the TV shows table. So in this case, I'm asking data not only from a single table, but from multiple tables. And Appsmith is going to understand this. Again, I hit enter. Like if you're a master in SQL, you can do complex queries here. And if you know your stuff, this is going to be so easy for you. But for people that they're not super active with SQL, that's totally fine. You can leverage the power of AI. So let's use this. Let's give it a shot. Boom. There you go. We just run it. And here we got, for example, DevRel for kids have 411 changes in total count, DevRel versus marketing, etc. Let's connect this to another chart. And I'm going to select another type. In this case, I think I'm going to like not the line. I mean, that's fine. We could do the bar. This is the one that I think it works for this specific case scenario. And I'm going to call it channel change count. Let's call it here change count report. And here we're going to call it, instead of product line, it's going to be amount of changes. And here is going to be the TV show name. And there you go. We just built a full page with different reports, really nice looking, completely responsive, and we're ready to start deploying this. Let's change the name here to reports. And the other one, we're going to call it TV shows, because that's where we were controlling the TV shows. And now we can, again, hit deploy and give it a shot. So there you go. Here it is. We have our reports, and they're pulling the data in real time from the database. And also we can come to our TV shows, which is the page that we built previously where we control all the TV shows, and it's fully working. We have a full app right now working. Oh my God, this is great. So how do I share this? I can just come here and share this with the people that I want. I can also embed either publicly or privately as a business feature that we got, which you can try for free, and also showcase in the Appsmith community in case you want this to become an actual template that people can fork and use. Also, you can make your application public, which is what I'm going to do right now, in case you want to visit it. And let's put a name here. Let's go to Neon. And this is great. So let's say you want to change the branding, you want to change the look and feel. There's multiple ways you can do that. The first thing is we have predefined themes, but you can also define your own theme in the way you want. So you can click on any theme and sneak peek on how it looks. Let's say, I don't know, I don't like this one. This one looks really nice. I'm going to use this predefined theme, but you can also come here and change the font, the colors, the border radius, the shadows, and so many other things about your customization. So you can make this as look and feel at your company branding in this case. So I think there you go. Let's deploy this now with the new theme applied. It's looking really nice. Let's see the reports and see how things are actually changing at the report level, like the colors of the bars, etc. So now we got a real application done. So there you go. I just show you how to connect Neon, how to build a full application, how to use Appsmith data sources, queries, UI widgets, and many other things. And we can go on and on with custom JavaScript logic and so on. But this is just a sneak peek on how easy it is to build a business-ready application that showcases intelligent data from your Neon database. I hope you enjoyed it. That was amazing, right? As you can see, the possibilities are endless when you harness the potential of Appsmith and Neon. Whether you are tracking internal company data or managing critical operations in your enterprise, these platforms are here to supercharge your journey toward success. Thank you for joining us today and witnessing the incredible synergy between Appsmith and Neon. We believe that the future of business intelligence and internal tooling is brighter than ever with these two platforms. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Neon team for hosting this event and for being such an incredible partner. Together, we are empowering businesses and developers to achieve more with less, and while maintaining complete control and keeping costs in check. If you haven't already, make sure to explore Appsmith and Neon further. Our teams are here to support you on every step on the way. Whether you are a developer, a startup, or an enterprise, we've got the right tools to make your dreams reality. Check out our official documentation at appsmith.com, where you will find Neon's official integration guide, along with tutorials and videos to support you on your journey. Let's change the game together. Thank you again and have a fantastic time exploring the rest of the Neon Developer Days event. Thank you so much, and until the next one.